When a man parks poorly, it's unremarkable, but when a woman does it, it attracts attention. Passers-by slow down, friends laugh, and in a betting shop, an old man sighs before speaking the traditional words. Well, there you go. What did I say? But today, out of respect for the 4% of female subscribers who follow the channel, there's no question of throwing our best bar jokes about women drivers. The numbers reveal a reality that differs from the stereotype. In France, 84% of fatal accidents are caused by men. Statistically, women drive less, often drunk or under the influence of drugs, and they even pay 20 to 30% less for their insurance. Due to slower driving, they have fewer accidents and greater respect for traffic laws. Yet, the stereotype of the woman who can't drive is a classic among classics, almost as old as the automobile itself. Today, we're interested not only in the joke that women are better drivers, but something more. They also represent a massive market for car manufacturers, some of which have used the worst strategies to attract them. As you know, I love deciphering the auto market, and that's our topic for this video. Let's not lie to ourselves. At the beginning, the car was something invented, manufactured, and driven solely by men and for men, and even if Bertha Benz, wife of Carl Benz, made history by being the first to travel 65 miles in the Benz patent motor wagon invented by her husband. According to legend, in early 20th century America, it was illegal for a woman to drive a car without a man walking ahead, waving a red flag to warn other motorists. But all that is over. Since the 70s, women drive as much as men, whether in terms of hours spent on the road or average mileage covered. As women represent half the population, the data shows they buy half of all cars. Moreover, they directly influence 80% of new car purchasing decisions. And yet cars have always been primarily designed for men, so women buy more than half of the cars. Despite being more cautious drivers, they have a 47% higher risk of injury and accidents. It's quite crazy. But before we get to the fun part of the video, I'm going to explain why the car is still a more dangerous object for women than for men today. Ergonomics is essential in automotive design for both comfort and safety, beyond just the driving experience. At all manufacturers, when we design cars, and particularly the interior, we use silhouettes to ensure that the occupants will be comfortable. These silhouettes are anthropometric mannequins. Despite their barbaric names, their nicknames are Dutchman, a tall Dutchman prototype, and Chinese lady, a slightly smaller Chinese woman. You understand these mannequins, they are different sizes, based on data from various populations to ensure that the controls, seats, and cabin in general are suitable for a super wide range of users. In theory, everything is fine, but in practice it gets complicated. The most important thing when producing a car, which is a set of metal parts weighing more than a ton that move up to 130 kilometers per hour or more, is safety. And until very recently, the two implementations, the famous dummies that were put in cars for crash tests, were designed with male characteristics and based on the average size of a man. At 5 feet 9 inches and 167.55 pounds, men's physiques have been secretly favored in automotive crash tests throughout history. When manufacturers finally tested with female dummies in recent years, guess what they discovered? They began using a scaled-down male dummy without adapting it to women's specific biomechanical criteria. Generally, women have narrower shoulders and wider hips, weaker neck muscles, and a lower center of gravity due to a different torso mass distribution. Consequently, women have a 47% higher risk of serious injuries and a 17% higher risk of death in similar car accidents. Bodies and car seats react differently to impacts, just like office chairs. A quality car seat is comparable to a good office chair. It should conform to the body's shape to provide effective support. Surprisingly, they have long been designed for the average man. Women with wider hips, more pronounced curvature, and slightly shorter legs struggle more to find a truly comfortable driving position. Same recipe for the seatbelt. If you are a woman, and even more so a pregnant woman, good luck for it to protect you properly in case of an accident. We had to wait until 2022 to see the first crash test dummy representing a pregnant woman, as it was never designed for that purpose. Fortunately, things are changing on the subject. In 2022, Swedish researcher Astrid Linde developed the first crash test dummy corresponding to female morphology. For a century-old industry, it's not old, but admittedly looks bad. The female prototype, Eva, is already used by some manufacturers like Volvo, which will be discussed later. It's important to note that currently, no international law mandates manufacturers to conduct tests using various mannequin types. And even today, when manufacturers try to make a car for women, they fall into the absolute cliché. But it was from the 50s that the first brands began to consider the opportunity to launch a car reserved for women. Taking risks was crucial for them at the time. It's essential for companies that want to endure. In the mid-50s, American society is still traditional. In an ideal family, the man provides for the family's needs while the woman manages the household and cares for the children. However, women are gaining the interest of industrialists as they make most household purchases. Chrysler saw an opportunity in the growing trend of households acquiring a second car for the lady of the house. In 1954, the manufacturer unveiled two concept cars named in French, the Count and the Countess. French names in 1950s America were considered very chic. The two prototypes, featuring plastic roofs and distinct colors for men and women, were quite well received. In 1955, Chrysler pursued its innovative idea further, leading to a groundbreaking realization. The Dodge La Femme, the first car designed specifically for American women, was introduced under the Dodge brand. The Dodge La Femme is a restyled classic Royal Lancer coupe, featuring a two-tone pink and white paint job and minor aesthetic modifications. The interior features pink vinyl and rosebud printed fabric with a golden La Femme inscription on the glove box and front wing. Beyond this look that would make all Barbies jealous, Dodge tried to appeal to female drivers with a range of accessories that were not at all cliché. Each car included a lipstick case, lighter, cigarette case, compact powder box, and purse. In the height of chic, these small items were also accompanied by a raincoat, a rain hat, and an umbrella, all matching the interior of the car. Additionally, a pink handbag with storage planned behind the seats. Surprisingly, despite her not at all clumsy efforts, the woman did not find her audience. In 1955, under 1,000 cars were sold, and Dodge attempted to renew interest in 1956 with new colors. Before realizing the stupidity of the innovation and discreetly withdrawing it from the market for 57 years, the marketing department tried to identify the problem's source. And they did something they perhaps should have done before a serious investigation. They discovered a bit late that women were not looking for a stereotyped car that men would have invented. Not just for them, but just a good car, like the one made for guys, actually. A marketing proverb states that meeting women's expectations far exceeds meeting men's expectations. And sometimes I think it's true because we all know a guy who, if he didn't have his girlfriend to guide him, would live in an apartment with no decor, with just a television and a mattress on the floor. So, in 2004, Volvo tried something different by trying to stop imagining what women want. By assembling a team of 9 experts chosen from their studio to ask them directly, the result was a car designed exclusively by a team of women with ideas never seen elsewhere. Volvo is still the brand that has brought us quite a few good things in the automotive industry. The 3-point seatbelt, the side impact protection system, and the booster for children. But here, they really innovated with the your concept car concept. A car designed to comprehend and embody the unique requirements of women, entirely conceptualized by a female team. Maria, Evalisa, Elna, Maria, Camila, Cynthia, Anna, Lena, and Tatiana. It starts well with a special headrest design featuring 2 cushions separated by a space, allowing for a bun or ponytail without discomfort. A good first idea. Inside, the girls decided that your concept car would be an automatic car. Of course, it's easier to drive. They placed the park, reverse, neutral, drive gearbox buttons right under the steering wheel. This creates ample space in the center for a central console that emphasizes a single element. Plenty of storage all around. We have hiding spots in drawers and cupboards for phones, keys, wallets, lipsticks, straightening irons, diddle sheets, and shoes. The storage theme continues at the back with a massive trunk. They chose that the rear seats be folding seats that fold up by themselves, like the uncomfortable seats we had in some cinemas, so that they take up as little space as possible and to be able to drop off their larger objects. The main interior concept is the removable seat tops, allowing for various fabric finishes to be swapped in, to match the mood of the day. Most importantly, they are washable to connect the car and washing machine. The exterior lacks door handles. It opens automatically if you have the key on you in butterfly mode for very easy access on board. The nice extra detail is that it automatically detects obstacles and won't open if there's a collision risk. So, okay in theory, but it would still be a shame if 2 guys with their guy sense of humor came and parked really tight on each side, to make the owner wait until one of them moves before she can enter her car. Despite being in 2004, the car obviously has an automatic pilot feature to handle parking. But to really show trust towards the drivers, we added durable, scratch-resistant plastic body panels at the front and back to protect against rubbing. Additionally, the tires extend over the rim, which is designed to prevent damage. Once again, I don't believe it's about risk. They must have put that just in case. Another innovation for female drivers is a bar at the pedal level, making it easier to drive with heels. But the real big innovation is hidden under the hood. There is no hood, and the driver cannot access the engine compartment or perform any maintenance on it. According to the design team, only 2 things should be within reach of these ladies. The gas cap and windshield washer fluid reservoir are clearly labeled with large pictograms to avoid confusion, as we shouldn't mess around. The engine is designed to run 621 miles without an oil change. The car warns you when it's time for a change. The nearest Volvo workshop so a man can do it, no joke. And what if the driver herself detected an anomaly? All she had to do was press a button on the central console to alert the local Volvo center, who would then handle it. Call the customer to arrange an appointment and make sure a man takes care of the problem. In terms of freedom and autonomy, we're really not bad. Once again, I think about my 4% of female viewers. Ladies, I assure you it's all true. If you're shocked and think it's incredibly sexist, remember we didn't make the joke. It's a car imagined by women for women, and what if we only had cars made by men for men? The road would be filled with Formula Ones, monsters, C-15 rockets, and Batmobiles. Luckily, the Volvo, your concept car, never went into production, and the most stereotypical car ever conceived never materialized. Times have changed, and today, studios worldwide have mixed teams of men and women, even though diversity was lacking in the past. This enables us to create highly practical and smart vehicles. I hope you liked the story and video. If you enjoyed the channel, please follow me on other social networks too. I had to get into it to prevent lazy people from stealing my name and my videos. So I hope you can give me strength by subscribing on Facebook, TikTok, Insta, etc.